why do I truly feel this way? It's not what happened to me, you know, a month ago or 10 years ago. It's deeper than that because the way you respond is because of that root cause. So it's amazing to see people find it. They're like, "Oh," their eyes are closed, they're relaxed, but you can almost see it like a bodily reaction. Like, "Whoa, I didn't I didn't realize that's what I've been holding on to for so long." And then, we always ask permission to release it. You have to
Hmm.
be, as we were taught, you have to be 100% sure you wanna release it or it doesn't release. It's just as simple as that. So then we go in and we we find it wherever it may have, uh, happened in your life, and we release it. And when I say release it, I mean we learn to reframe it.
Today's conversation is a powerful one. I'm joined by Amber McDonald, a military veteran, hypnotist, and the founder of Mission Ready Healing. Amber brings a deep, grounded perspective to what's happening when you step out of a highly structured life into where you are responsible for creating meaning, direction, and stability. Today, we talk about identity beyond the uniform, nervous system regulation, the hidden challenges many veterans and retirees face, and why having freedom without structure can feel surprisingly uncomfortable. This conversation isn't about fixing anything, it's about understanding what's happening underneath the surface and how awareness alone can't bring you the change or the experience that you want for your next chapter. Amber, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Margaret. I am honored to be here.
Excellent. Well, I'm really excited for hearing more about your story. And so let's kick it off. Can you share a little bit about your background and what ultimately led you to hypnosis and healing work?
I served 21 years in the Air Force. I retired in 2018. I had a few different jobs trying to find my rhythm, what I know now is my rhythm. Um, and my story is actually pretty funny. I had a friend that I actually worked for. She owned her own company, and I live here in Vegas. And she said, "Hey, do you want to come see this Dom, the hypnotist, money magnetism program with me?" And I was like, "What?" And my old self was like, "Hell yeah, let's go party," because that's what we did together, right? So little did I know that I was gonna be in there about the 2nd day, and I felt something different in my body. I actually felt a calm peace over me. What Dom was saying was regulating with me, and he was talking to all these CEOs about something totally different. So, without much hesitation, I I looked at her and I said, "I think this is my calling." And she's like, "Oh, you would be wonderful at it." And I signed up for the training class that I got to meet you at, of course. And I didn't tell my husband because I learned you don't ask permission, you just ask for support. And that's what I did. And honestly, that is how I ended up here after many years of struggle and illness and all that stuff we go through just led me to Dom one day.
Excellent. That's great. So, how did you then take what you learned in that course and eventually the certification to then take it and bring it to Mission Ready Healing, where you tied your military background in?
Yeah, so after I did the first training to be a hypnotherapist, in that I signed up for the master hypnotherapist training and the business course. And I thought, what could I do to help other veterans or just people in general, to be quite honest with you? So I ended up thinking of Mission Ready Healing because we go through TAPS. It's a mandated government program in the military. It's a 5-day program. It doesn't matter if you retire or you separate, you have to do it. And that's wonderful. Please don't get me wrong. But really, it's about is resume writing and finding another job, and a lot being pushed towards like the GS world. It's like you take your uniform off, you put a suit on, and you go do the same thing for, without your rank. So I thought I have to create something. I want to stand in front of those veterans or other people and let them know about my journey and about how I learned to regulate my nervous system, because it's the people that are like, I'm fine, with that sigh at the end, right? That's what we're taught to do and say. Matter of fact, my friend that brought me to Dom, she actually got me a t-shirt that said, I'm fine, you're fine, everything's fine, because I always said it. And what I didn't realize is in me saying that, that wasn't out of confidence. That was the only way I knew how, just saying, oh, everything's fine, when it really wasn't. It wasn't fine at all. I got sick. I spent all my time in the VA. They gave me an alphabet soup of diagnosis. Then I started to define myself as those diagnoses. I have this, I have that. Oh, I'm sick. I would say silly things like, I'm not here for a long time, just a good time. Not not realizing what I was actually doing to myself internally. And I just feel that everybody has a mission. It's not just the military. It's not just the police. It's not that. We all have a mission, and it's actually, the mission is us. So I created a tagline that says the mission is you, because it truly is. And once we learn that, life is just better.
Got it. Okay. So tell me a little bit about this, like your work with self regulating and how you teach awareness, or how you want to help clients through first self regulating and then being able to like leveling up to who and how they want to be.
Yes. So, I going into, you get so excited when you learn something new, and I didn't know anything about hypnosis except for what you see on TV or the movies. And as I kept digging into breath work and just different modalities, the real change doesn't happen through like having a stronger willpower than someone else. We hear that a lot. Oh, they have more willpower, they can do that. It's, it's the regulation of, people also say, oh, well, my mind doesn't shut off. I can't be hypnotized. And what they're actually describing is their nervous system, it just hasn't powered down yet. And through hypnosis and through the other modalities, I have learned to teach now people to just take that beat, or that breath, if you will. It's amazing with just stopping and it doesn't have to be a deep breath. It just needs to be uh taking a moment, and that will regulate your nervous system from what you're used to, what many of us are used to, the constant, the go, 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 the having to be on top, the everything in between, the perfect mother, the perfect father, the perfect this. Um, so your nervous system needs to feel safe. And oftentimes when it doesn't feel safe, we know how that presents itself. The heavy breathing, the eyes dilating, all that stuff. And when you just have small tools to reach for, then you can regulate that nervous system that has always been on high alert. You were taught that way, you trained that way. You come from the corporate world, it's no different. You have 4,000 emails, and then your system goes, "Doo-doo-doo-doo," and there you go. someone walks in your office and you may not treat them the same way as you would if you just took a breath, relaxed. Teaching this in hypnosis helps you go deeper and to understand that it's not actually that moment in your job that has had you respond that way. It is a lifetime of things that have happened because we're just our subconscious mind is just one big computer, right? Everybody says that. It's the truth. So you go back and then that's how your response is. So just being able to help people just take that beat, take that breath. It's just been life changing.
So is that the main focus of you start to work with someone, um, helping them regulate their nervous system? And then where do you take them from there?
So yes, that's the beginning. And it's like, so hypnosis is not something that's actually done to you. It's actually all hypnosis is self hypnosis. So being the guide for that person, and helping them realize to be present, to realize when those feelings come back up, when you start to feel that the anxiety, you find what we call a root cause, and you go to that root cause and you address that root cause. And the root cause for many people, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not this, I'm not that. And once you can flip the script into what we call positive lessons, because everything we do in life is a lesson, right? So that time that you went through that, either maybe it's as a child, you might have not remembered. Hypnosis will help you remember that, not to relive it. That's what's important. You don't relive it. You see it, you realize what you have learned and survived from it because you're still here to tell the story, and you just change your outlook. Honestly, it seems that simple, and it really is. It just takes the person to do the work as well, to remember, oh, wait, this is a moment that I used to feel very anxious about this. And I got really this particular one thing. And then it just doesn't seem to bother you anymore because you know how to handle it.
Right. Okay. So how does that relate then to someone coming from like a super structured, let's say military, because that's, your specialty.
It's extremely difficult when someone isn't controlling your schedule, giving you a task, setting a mission for you, telling you where to be and how to be. And it's like I always put the analogy of taking your Superwoman costume off or Superman, right? So then you're alone. You don't have a team. You don't have camaraderie. And then you almost go deeper inside to a fault where it's like, what's my purpose now? You're the person you've always been. You just had to learn that structure and to survive. That's what most of us are, just in that survival mode, right? A mom raising 4 kids alone, a father, I don't wanna take anything away from them, just raising kids, it's like you're in a survival mode just to keep those children alive. And then you look back and you go, whoa, I was able to define myself. I let other people define me. That person's that way, master sergeant, she'll give you a hug, but she'll kick you in the ass at the same time, right? Like it's just the definition that everybody else gives you, that seems to be difficult for many when you retire or transition or whatever it may be. The hypnosis, the healing, everything just digs a little deeper and helps you find that role.
So it's about being curious about what lights you up, leaving and figuring out who you are and what you want in the world. Kind of like yourself, as far as you went from a structured environment and now you're building your own business.
Yes. There's no one but you, right? Like there's no one to blame but you. There's no one to I don't want to say talk to because here we are, but you understand like it's yours, it's your own, it's your baby.
What would your ideal client look like, and what kinds of problems would they be bringing to you for you to help them through their journey?
You know, it's the folks that are saying that I'm fine. And they truly believe that, and then one day their body tells them they're not. Whether it's illness or sleeping all the time or, just anybody and of course I know the veterans, it's it's anyone that will trust that there's something else out there. Trust that their purpose is bigger than themselves. That finding just not even being bigger than yourself, but just finding that purpose in general is is what we all need to strive for. We all strive to have
Okay.
something because what happens often is n- you're always identified by what you do, especially here in America, right? It's like, oh, Margaret, she's a big dog in Monster. Oh my gosh, you were in the military? That's like the most interesting thing ever. So, uh, do doesn't define you. It's who you are, what you can bring to other people because we're all in this together. So I don't have an ideal client. I feel like that's an everyday person, to be honest with you. Someone that wants to do the work, though, because like I said, I'm just your guide. You have to be able to be willing and want to do it for yourself as well.
So then how do you approach hypnosis in a practical way when you're explaining it to people and gain that trust as far as with the clients that you work with?
Yeah. So when you had Brenda on last week, she explained hypnosis beautifully. This can actually be done over Zoom, which some people don't believe, but I've had success with my clients. Um, we just start in taking, I mean, simply again, I go back to the breath, taking a couple breaths, making sure that you're in the right mindset to want this experience. And I definitely explain, we demystify hypnosis is what a lot of people call it. Um, just telling, I make sure they feel safe. That's the first thing. You have to have safe and trust and that rapport that
Hmm.
I'm not taking you into something that you're going to lose control over or make you do something you don't want to do, leave a session and I don't know, go tell your spouse you don't want to be with them anymore. Like that's not what it's about. So we go through like it's an induction and we just slowly get your body, your nervous system into a calm state. And then we go, why do I truly feel this way? It's not what happened to me, you know, a month ago or 10 years ago. It's deeper than that because the way you respond is because of that root cause. So it's amazing to see people find it. They're like, "Oh," their eyes are closed, they're relaxed, but you can almost see it like a bodily reaction. Like, "Whoa, I didn't I didn't realize that's what I've been holding on to for so long." And then, we always ask permission to release it. You have to
Hmm.
be, as we were taught, you have to be 100% sure you wanna release it or it doesn't release. It's just as simple as that. So then we go in and we we find it wherever it may have, uh, happened in your life, and we release it. And when I say release it, I mean we learn to reframe it. We
Okay.
learn to reframe that negative belief, that limiting belief, if you will, to the positive. Because at the end of the day, we are sitting in front of each other because we survived something that we thought we would never survive. So clients tend to realize, wow, I I really can do this. I really can stand on my own. I really am someone without the uniform. I really am someone without being called mom. I do have my own identity. And as that shift happens and it just flows once you have it, then I'll take the client out of hypnosis and then we just build on the sessions. There's many different things to do, without getting very technical into it. Uh, you can do, what they call quantum leaps, high road, low road, meaning like, if I stay right here and don't make a change, what is my life gonna look like in a year, in 5 years, even 10 years when we go back? And, when you go the high road, you can again, eyes closed, you can just see it. Some people even smile. I know I have myself. I don't know if you're experienced, but you actually like, wow, I do. I have this shit. Like I can do it. And the low road is hard. It really is. Tears may come, because you realize if you don't switch that limiting belief and realize that it has taught you a lesson, you have survived it, you will stay stuck.
Got it. So part of transition is being uncertain or something that you're not familiar with, like retirement or changing roles in a job or becoming a parent, where there's things that you don't know about the transition, which make it feel uneasy. And so tell me a little bit about navigating major life transitions like you did. You retired from the Air Force and you created a whole new life.
Yes. So it was very difficult in the beginning, extremely difficult to take a leap of faith, if you will. I had no team. There's not a manual. The freedom was actually harder than structure at first. Structure in the structured environment, like everything is defined for you. Like I said, there's a schedule, there's a mission. Uh, and then when that all stops, you nobody tells you what to do next. Nobody gives you a manual like, hey, except for maybe now you, Margaret, here's what to do before you retire. you know, here's what to do before you take this next step. We tend to speculate. We tend to think the worst. We tend to, oh, I can't do that because change it isn't easy. It it's very possible though. We've done it 100 times in our life and a million times we've dealt with change. We all deal with change. It's just how we're prepared to deal with that change. And have we prepared ourselves to deal with that change? Or like myself, I thought, I can't wait to retire. I am so done with the military. And to everybody else, I still seemed that way. Like, I got this. Like, a little joke and this is that and when inside I was, and I use the word literally in a literal sense, making myself sick. And I don't
Wow.
want to see that with other people. I don't want anybody else to have to experience that because people like you that are helping with having people take a moment to say, ah, you know what? Maybe I need to think about this a little further. Not think about not doing it. That's not it. Think about what it actually looks like.
Got it. Well said. Well said. So if someone is coming up against the transition or, kind of reinventing themselves, what, but is a little hesitant or unsure, like what would you tell them as to like why it's worth going through that transition?
I would tell folks that it, as I think I said, that we always imagine the worst. That's just how it happens. That's how our nervous system goes. Sometimes how you're trained, right? Like I'm trained, not just myself, a lot of us are trained for plan A, B, C, and D, right? So we're almost expecting things to fail. And that's okay. It's okay not to get it the first time. It's okay to not get it the second time. It's what happens of when you don't get it. It's the point of like, okay, well, that didn't work out. Now let me step back. What did I learn from that? And not talking like a technical way, what did I learn? Like, I learned that very uncomfortable in those moments. Or I learned that, doing accounting is not for a personality like me because I love people. I would hug everybody I met if they're appropriate anymore. S- so you will find it. We all do. You just need the tools. And one of those tools is hypnosis.
Well, this has been a great conversation. Amber, thank you so much. The conversation was amazing. You gave me very powerful work as far as within the military community. And
Oh, I appreciate that, and I appreciate your time. And I have to throw this in there. You can delete it or not, but I want to share this because I still have this coin that you gave me, and it sits on my desk. And
excellent. Why don't you tell the audience as far as how to get in touch with you?
yes, so I do have a website. It's missionreadyhealing.com. On that website, if you're feeling drawn to it, I offer to book a discovery session. And all that is a conversation like, what brought you here? Let me tell you a little bit about hypnosis as I've done here, just to see if we're the right fit. Because I truly believe that as I said, is people attract the people that they're supposed to. And I also will have up running soon a YouTube channel as well. Oh, you're so right. Once you find something, it just evolves, and that's what we're here to do.
So thank you, Amber. I enjoyed the time and I hope everyone got some value out of hearing the conversation. And until next time, we'll see you soon.